Okay, sorry, you guys, I'm tired. Hey you guys, it's Lindsay back at it again, and this is part 2 of the story time of what happened. So yesterday, for the first story time, I explained, like, how I started YouTube and, like, why I had gotten kicked out of the field department. And when I said that there were a lot of pros and cons, I wasn't kidding. It wasn't just the fact that the shed was in the back by the woods. It wasn't just that. There were constantly spiders back there, and there were constantly bugs and insects. And I don't know if you guys know what this is. There's something called Beanie Babies and Beanie Boos, and they were all made by Ty. Ty was the maker of Beanie Babies, but Ty went to prison for, I believe, either bankruptcy or tax. I think that he didn't pay his taxes. Ty, the creator of Beanie Babies were worth a lot before Ty went to jail. Ty was the creator of Beanie Babies. He created them. And I actually have a book that's about this thick, and it has all of the, like, generations of the Beanie Babies and all of the Beanie Babies that used to be valuable before Ty went to jail. I had a lot of Beanie Babies. I had them since I was a kid, and as I was growing up, me and my mom collected them. We went to thrift stores, garage sales, shops. We bought kits, we got McDonald's Happy Meals, we went to estate sales, we went to auctions, we went to basically anywhere and everywhere. Stores, thrift shops, everywhere. We bought as many Beanie Babies as we could. And at the time, we thought the Beanie Babies were just Beanie Babies and that they weren't worth anything. Well, after a while, we found out that before Ty went to prison, that Beanie Babies were actually super valuable in price depending on the generation, the kind, and how rare and valuable they were. So I had a lot of Beanie Babies. I had literally totes full of Beanie Babies. Me and my mom had bought these, like, knitted baskets, like, you know that material that, like, those netted laundry baskets are made out of, like, that thin material? That's kind of what the compartments were, like, made out of, and they were big and stuff, and I had at least 4 or 5 of those big things, and they were all full of Beanie Babies, and they had, like, separators, and if I remember correctly, we bought them from Avon, and they were just full of Beanie Babies, and we didn't have room in my room anymore, so and the thing is that I had all kinds of Beanie Babies. I had rare ones, I had limited edition ones, and if you guys didn't know this, if there's a Beanie Baby that doesn't have the original name on it, like, you have a Beanie Baby that has a different name of a different Beanie Baby, it's a super rare Beanie Baby, or, well, it used to be. I had, I think, at least 2. I think I had a jumbo one, because I had big ones, small ones, medium-sized ones, and, like, those huge ones. I had basically every single kind of Beanie Baby. I had the larges, I had the mediums, I had the smalls, and I had the regulars, and then I had the super tiny ones. So I had basically every single kind. I had different generations, I had different kinds, I had some animals, I had some of the people Beanie Babies that they made a long time ago. I had a lot of Beanie Babies. But the thing is that we thought that they would be safe out in the shed. Boy, were we wrong. Basically, what ended up happening was, I don't know what happened, but a lot of my toys had to go out in the shed because we didn't have space in my room anymore, and I was growing up and I was getting bigger, and I had sold a lot of my stuff in a garage sale, made a lot of money. My mom took that money, never got that money. But yeah, no, I had a lot of Beanie Babies, and we got I don't know exactly where the book is. It's somewhere around here in my room, but it's super thick, and it has like all the prices and like how much they were worth and like how much you could sell them for and how much you would get for them. I probably could have had thousands and thousands of dollars if Beanie Babies were still as valuable as they used to be, which they're not. They lost value once Ty went to prison. They're probably still valuable, certain ones, but they're not as valuable as they used to be because Ty went to prison, and you can't... There's nothing that anyone could have done about that because it's Ty's own fault that he, the maker of Beanie Baby, went to prison in the first place. So I had so many Beanie Babies, and I probably could have been... I probably could have had thousands and thousands of dollars for how many Beanie Babies I had and for how many rare and valuable ones that I had. Especially since I had one that was a different name than what the original was. And when they accidentally change the name, which they didn't accidentally change it, when someone accidentally prints the name as the wrong name, it was considered a super, super rare Beanie Baby because it didn't happen often. So if you had one of those, it was extremely rare. And the thing that ended up happening was we put them out in the shed, and we didn't know that this was going to happen, but a few months had passed, and we went into the shed one day. And this is, I think, when we were actually moving, when we had gotten kicked out because we had to go into the shed and take everything out. Or maybe it was when we were having a garage sale at my mom's friend's house. I don't remember. But we looked in the Beanie Baby bags. Pee, poop, beads, fluff, everywhere. There were holes in the bins. It was a mess. It stunk in there. What ended up happening was either, I'm pretty sure that what happened was there was a mice infestation that happened in the shed, and they got a hold of the Beanie Babies that I had. So I don't have as many Beanie Babies as I used to. I was able to save some of them. By some of them, I mean like possibly not many at all. I probably got to save like maybe not even 20 of the 5 tubfuls that I had. They were all destroyed. They were ruined completely. The mice got into them and they destroyed them. They ripped them apart, peed, pooped. There was even a dead mouse in the bottom of the bin. So something got in there and destroyed them all. I don't know how it even ended up getting into the shed, but it did. It chewed its way through. It was such a disgusting mess, and I wanted to cry so badly. Because I had spent years and years and years and years of my life, me and my mom, going out and collecting Beanie Babies. We spent so much money buying them from thrift stores. That's basically where all of our money went. Whenever I was in elementary school and I would get an A on my spelling test or any kind of test, my mom would constantly buy me Beanie Babies as my reward. And then we found out that Beanie Babies were valuable, and we started collecting them, and we bought Beanie Baby books to see like how much they were worth and stuff. We had a big book. We have a thick book. We had, I think, 2 Beanie Baby books, if not 3. But we had them, and we were only able to save some of them. All the rest were completely destroyed. All the thousands of dollars that they were worth, all the probably hundreds of dollars that we had spent buying Beanie Babies, if you would add them all up, the total would probably come out to 100 or 1,000. If you added all the prices that we bought them for together, considering that we had 5 tubfuls of Beanie Babies, like huge tubfuls of Beanie Babies, and they were filled to the brim with just Beanie Babies. We had so many Beanie Babies, it was absolutely ridiculous. But we bought them because I loved collecting Beanie Babies. That's what I collected. That's what I loved collecting. It was just something that I loved doing, and it was a hobby of mine. And we went far and wide searching and collecting them. And that day when I walked into the shed with my mom, I was heartbroken. My heart was hurting so much because there went all my mom's money down the drain, for one. From years and years of collecting Beanie Babies to all of the hard work that I had spent collecting Beanie Babies my whole life. I felt so sick to my stomach that day because I knew that there was no way, there was nothing that I could have done about it. I don't even remember how many we were able to save. All I remember is that it wasn't many. They had completely destroyed, especially my favorite ones. And they had destroyed basically all of them. There was no saving them. They were torn into, they were peed in, they were pooped in. There was mouse feces everywhere. It was horrible. I was in shock and I couldn't speak. I literally just wanted to cry. Because a lot of the Beanie Babies that I had were memories. And some of them were given to me by people that are either like no longer alive or, you know. So it was pretty heartbreaking to see that all of my hard work that I had done had gone down the drain. And maybe Beanie Babies are so valuable nowadays. I'm not for sure, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure that after Ty, the creator of Beanie Babies, went to prison, I'm pretty sure that I think everything lost its value. But it had hurt me and it took such a toll on me to know that I had lost all of my hard work. Memories. And the thing is that most of the Beanie Babies that I had, they don't even make them anymore. Like, you can't find them anymore. Like, I had ultra rares and I had rares. You can't find them anymore. They don't make them. They, like, stopped making them years and years ago. I had some that weren't even mentioned in the book that I have. That's how old they were. and I loved them with all my heart because that's what I did. I collected them. I was a collector of Beanie Babies, and I was damn good at it too. I spent years and years and years collecting. I think that I started collecting Beanie Babies at a super, super young age. I remember that I had Beanie Babies when I was a child, like when I was a baby, but I didn't know anything about what it was because I was clueless at that time. But if I remember correctly, I had started my first collection of Beanie Babies when I was in 1st grade. And then it increased as the years went on to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Maybe my collection started in kindergarten, I don't remember, but it was somewhere around that time. And I had so many Beanie Babies. So many. My mom would always surprise me with a Beanie Baby whenever I would complete or take a test and I got like 100% on it. Or when I would get good grades. She always surprised me with a load of just Beanie Babies. Like, there would literally be a pile sitting underneath the blanket on the couch, and she'd ask me to take the blanket off, and there'd just be like this huge ass pile of Beanie Babies. And I had a lot. Probably more than I should have. My mom probably spent so much of her money that she probably could have spent on other things, spending it on me, spending it on Beanie Babies, because I loved collecting them, and she knew that. But there was no point anymore after we lost them all in collecting them, because we knew that we could never ever get them again. They were one of a kind, and they weren't made anymore, and some were extremely rare, and they can't be found anymore anywhere. It was like, I just have the ones that I have now, and that's all I can do. It was a very heartbreaking moment. Because, if I remember correctly, it wasn't just the Beanie Babies that I'd gotten torn into. I had other stuffed animals that family members had given me when I was a baby, and I was holding on to them for dear life, and I think that I lost basically half of them, because like every single tub that was in there that was full of a stuffed animal had gotten chewed through, and I think that I'm pretty sure that every single stuffed animal that I had basically got destroyed. There was no saving it. There were things that my mom's friends had given me as a child that were keepsakes that I was going to hang on to for the rest of my life, and they completely ruined them. And I couldn't do anything about it. We didn't know that there was going to be a mouse infestation. No one ever told us that there was a possibility that mice could get into the shed, because we thought that it was built properly. But I guess that there was some way that they got in, and they tore into everything that they could possibly find. It was horrible. And I remember I just sat there crying my eyes out, and I couldn't look at the disaster that I was seeing, because it was memories. And I was crying, and I had such a hard time thinking on the bright side, because I had lost a lot of valuable memories. And some of the Beanie Babies that I had gotten from we went to a thrift store that used to be, it still is, by a Kroger. It's where the Kroger closed. It's called Bethesda Thrift Shop. There was a woman that we had met there that was also a Beanie Baby collector, and she gave us her address. And when I was littler, when I was like around, not even a teenager yet, I was still like maybe 8, 9, or 10, we had went to this lady's house, because she had given us her address, and she was telling us about how she had all these Beanie Babies that she And she was getting old, and she was obviously going to probably pass away soon, and there was no one that she could have given them to. So she let me decide which ones I wanted, and I went to her house, and I picked them up, and I took them home. And I never heard from that lady again. I don't know what happened to her. But I had Beanie Babies that were hers, and if I remember correctly, half the ones that I had gotten from her were destroyed. It was just such a mess, and it was so hard to look at. And you're like, Lindsay, this is so stupid, you were crying over a bunch of stuffed animals, but that's the thing, it wasn't just that they were stuffed animals, it was that they were memories that I could never get back. Ever. I could never ever get those memories back. They were memories that I had as a child, and I could never get those memories back. They're gone. And another thing that was a big, huge con was, I don't remember if this was for every year that we lived there, but for the first few years, it was fine, it was peaceful. And then one summer, this kept happening over and over again each summer. There were these two guys, and the thing is that we were on a dead-end street. We were on the east side, and we were on a dead-end street, and our apartment was at the very, very end of the street. So there were like houses on this side, houses on this side. And we were right here on the left side of a dead-end street. And there was this, I'm pretty sure that's still there, but there was like this metal, kind of like rectangular bar that was there, that was like standing up there to like keep anything from like passing over that, even though that you could easily just climb over it. There were these two guys that were wearing bulletproof vests, had assault rifles on them, loaded, and they were wearing bulletproof vests, and they were running from the cops, and the cops were chasing them down our street while these two guys are both holding ARs, and they're wearing bulletproof vests. Along with the whole entire, if I remember correctly, they had like racks of like bullets that they had on them. Like, I was like, what the hell is going on? And I look outside, and I'm like, Mom, come look at this. She looks, and there are these two guys running from the cops down our street, and if I remember correctly, they were stopped at the dead-end, like, rectangular post that was there, and I think that the cops got them, or maybe they got away. I don't exactly remember what happened. It's a very vague memory. All I remember is that it happened. I don't remember much of it. I don't really try to remember much of it. Three very, 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 very weird-ass things happened. When we were living there for the first few years, one day my mom was taking me to school, and next to her truck was a hand. I'm pretty sure that it was a waxed fake hand, but it looked hella real. And I screamed when I saw it. And I was a kid. So of course I thought that someone chopped off their hand and just put it by my mom's truck. And I was like, what the hell? And then another day, it was a few years like later, I think I was growing up by then. I was probably in like maybe 3rd, 4th grade, something like that. Maybe second, 3rd, 4th, I don't remember. But, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. My mom found a burger on her truck. A full condimented burger, pickles, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, buns I should say. Just a whole damn burger, just splatted on her truck. I was like, what the fuck? I was hella confused. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me right now? And I still remember this clear as day. There was one day that my mom drove home, and if I remember correctly, I was either with my grandma or my brother, or maybe I was alone at the house. I think that my brother was there, though. I'm pretty sure that my brother was there with me. I came outside to greet my mom, and I opened up the passenger truck of the door, and she said, "Lindsay, do not sit on the seat." There was glass everywhere on the seat, on the bottom of the, like, where you put your feet when you sit. There was a hole in the glass windshield. I was like, Mom, what happened? I don't remember if she told me what had happened or not, but I found out later that she was driving and a bird had flown through the windshield and broken the windshield. And I was like, okay then. I think a few months after that happened, my brother was in the passenger seat of the truck. My mom was in the, my mom was driving and I was in the back seat in my car seat. And all of a sudden, my mom sees this bird out of the corner of her eye, and she screams because this bird is about to come flying through the passenger side of the window that's rolled down, and this bird just comes flapping its wings near the side of the truck like this, just flapping at us, and then it goes up, and my mom is scared because she's scared of another window or windshield breaking. And it's just like, oh my god, what is happening? I don't know, a lot of really odd things happened in my time frame as a child. And yeah, just a lot of strange things in general happened. And for right now, I can't really remember anything else that happened. I'm still thinking about what happened, and I'm trying to remember what happened. But anyways, this is part 2 of story time of my old place, where I used to live. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay positive. Stay positive, stay hardworking, never give up. Accomplish your dreams, dream big, think big, never give up. Always be yourself and live your life to the fullest. Peace.